Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 61. Oh, it is such a beautiful day today. We finally got a warm-up, because in Ohio it has been cold. And I have the windows open, so I don't know if you can hear, if it'll pick up any of the birds and the peepers and all of that going on. But it's a beautiful day, and I have the windows open, and so nice. So I'm enjoying it. I hope it's lovely where you are. A big hello and thank you to all the returning viewers and the people who come and post in the group, and then a great big hello to all the new viewers. So let's start right off with the CAL. The CAL this month, well, last month and this month, March and April, is a crochet along. So let's see, this is the second Wednesday of the month. So I think you have like 2 more weeks or 2.5 weeks to get in any crocheted items. It can be anything that you've previously started. That's fine. Go ahead, finish it up, enter it. It just has to be crocheted. So like no, you can't go and knit a sweater and crochet around the edge of the sleeve or something like that. It has to be a crocheted item. And the prize is for the, I always want to call it a CAL, but or a KAL, and it's a CAL. The CAL were generously donated by Sun Valley Fibers. Jeanette of Sun Valley Fibers sent beautiful skeins. Both of these are MCN, so it's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. The first winner will get Pixie, which is the beautiful kind of mauve-y pink. And then the second winner will get Periwinkle. And they are so soft. Whoever gets these is lucky. I pulled them out of the envelope and was just like, oh, so nice. And then I must apologize to the winners of the Maggie the Owl knit-along. I have not got those sent out yet. So my deepest apologies. I've been having car trouble. So I've been trying not to drive it because I think we're going to trade it in for something new, or at least new to me. I don't know that I can do new, like a new car, but my minivan is old. It's like, what, 12 years old now, and I hate having a payment. So, but I really don't want to put any more money into it because it's pretty much all it does anymore is suck money out of my wallet. So, I've been trying not to drive it to make the problem worse. So, we're kind of like figuring that all out, but hopefully this weekend I can borrow my husband's truck, or one day if he doesn't work too late, because the post office that I love to go to that's super efficient compared to the other post office I sometimes go to, closes early. So I will hopefully get those out by the weekend. Like I said, my deepest apologies to the winners, but your items are in the envelopes, just need to be taken to the post office to be mailed out. Whew, okay. I haven't finished up yet. I feel like it's been forever. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks, I guess, but it feels like forever because it feels like I've been working on these forever. But they are my Doctor Who socks. Aren't they lovely? And of course my stripes match up perfectly because I'm just like that. So, I get to say for the last time, the green for the cuff, the heel, and the toe is Knit Picks Stroll out of the grass colorway, and then the striped yarn is self-striping Knit Picks Felici in the Time Traveler colorway. Oh, I'm so happy to have these done. Like, I don't even have any desire to wear them because I'm so sick of seeing them. And plus, it's nice out. I don't want to wear tall wool socks when it's nice out. And I like taller socks myself. I think I normally knit the leg of the sock like 7 inches. But I have to say, I have ones that I knitted, or maybe, what, 3 or 4 inch cuffs. They're not very tall. I can't remember. But anyways, it was all I had left over of the yarn. And they're shorter ones, and I've really enjoyed wearing those lately. So I might have to try and make shorter socks. I'm like, I think I have enough yarn left over. I can make short ones of these, but it's not going to be anytime soon. But that is a possibility for like later down the road. And then I would have had a second finished object. Like, I tried, people. I tried so hard. It would have been done last night, but then I came to realize I was going to run out of yarn. Okay? Rip back a little so I could start the ending sooner. Did that this morning. I was like, eat my breakfast and knitting, hoping I wouldn't get cereal on my sweater. And my awesome new knitting's my bag. I'm so excited to use it. And I was binding off. Thought I would have enough. I really thought it would be close. Yeah. Not as close as I thought it would be. I mean, it's still pretty close. I got like almost halfway with the bind off. And I left the needle on so I can actually try it on. So this is the Wren cardigan. I think it's by like Maggie Grace Smith or something like that. It's 3 names. And I ordered enough yarn. Like, I should have technically even had like a little bit left over. I honestly thought, well, the yardage was close enough. I might not even need the last skein of yarn because I'm pretty sure I used them all because I cannot find another skein. And I thought I wound them all up. Yeah, I guess I needed one more. I mean, the yarn could be a bit thicker than the yarn the pattern actually calls for, both of which are worsted weight. And I'm knitting it out of the Quince & Company Lark in the Wine Sap colorway. And I'm going to have to order another skein because, honestly, the sweater is already going to be an inch shorter than it's supposed to be. And I'm not real thrilled with the length as it is. I mean, if I would have had enough yarn to finish it, I would have just finished it, tried to block it out a little, but I really, if I'm going to rip out the edging, because I'm going to have to order another skein, because I don't want it any shorter. I could rip this out and then shorten it even more, but then I'm not going to be happy with it. It's already, like I said, a tad shorter than I would have liked, because I really like my sweaters to hit at the hip. And at this point, this is hitting like right at the top of the waistband. So, like I said, really not as long. So I'm like, if I'm going to rip it back, I'm just going to order another skein and use the whole thing. And hopefully try to guesstimate better this time. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to try to go, and I'm going to order another one and try to get the same lot. I don't know if that's possible, because I mean, I ordered the yarn, what, a month or 2 ago, maybe? But the yarn is really soft. I like the color. I worry that the color doesn't work for me, because my hair is kind of coppery. And it's a red sweater, but it's not too bold of a red. But I like red. That's the problem. I really like it. So, the sleeves fit really nice. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. They have a lot of stretch if I needed it. Like I said, it's shorter than I would have liked. So originally, this sweater, the pattern calls for the button band part, the split, to be off to one side. I didn't like that because I'm like, I just didn't like it. But I like the sweater. Like, I like the look of it. It reminds me of like an adult version of the In Threes cardigan for babies. And so I just need buttons. I need, 4 buttons? And I haven't been anywhere that has really any buttons. Even when I get this done, if I don't have buttons on it, I'm still calling it done, only because buttons make or break a sweater. You put the wrong buttons on and it just doesn't work. So I'm still kind of on the fence about what I'm even looking for in terms of buttons. But I like it. It's really soft. It's cozy. It'll be great for like chilly summer evenings. And I love it. Now I just got to get another skein. I'm like, I'm trying not to buy yarn. Dang it. otherwise, I mean, the pattern is well written. It's easy to understand. It's a very simple knit, and it wouldn't take me as long as it did if I weren't working on like a ton of other things. I mean, I could have easily probably busted this out in a week, if not less, because it's short sleeves. Like I said, I want to lengthen it a little. I'm almost thinking maybe I should get 2 extra skeins, but then I'm like, no, I don't need to. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Because then I'm afraid, what if I don't want it that long, and then I'll have an extra skein. I'm trying not to have extra skeins. I gotta take a drink here. The one bad thing about having the windows open is it stirs up my allergies. And I don't want to be coughing and hacking. So then the only other thing, and I really only did a few repeats on the edge, is my Clio. That it's just like painful to work because it's an applied edging, so you're knitting and binding off as you go, and it's the same like 4 rows over and over and over again. And I only got a few repeats on it because I was really trying to get the sweater done once I finished the socks. That was my main focus. So it is coming along slowly but surely. So this is the top. And then it has a lace panel. And then I talked last week about how it has garter at the top and then stockinette in this little panel, which I don't know. I don't like it. I think you should have chose one or the other. I think it would have worked either way. But it's just me. And then now I'm doing the edging. I can't remember who the pattern's by, and I don't have it in here. But it's Clio with a K. K-L-E-I-O. Clio. And the yarn, the variegated is Stockinette Zombies. And the green is Zombie Chartreuse. Both are from Dancing Dog Dye Works. And it is for the Stockinette Zombie Retreat Knit-Along. Because the knit-along is a shawl, and it had to have like 2 colors, and one of them had to be green. So, my dear friend Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Works was very kind enough to dye me up this yarn, because I thought, well, it's the Stockinette Zombie Retreat. If I'm going to make a shawl, it should be made out of Stockinette Zombie colorway, right? Alright, and I have no yarny goodness this week. Nothing came in the mail. It was a slow mail week, and this week's probably not going to be proving to be any better. One thing I did get that I want to talk about, it's kind of a book review, but it's not a pattern book. And I don't have the covers over there. Dang it. Alright, let me grab the cover so I can show you, because I don't think showing you just the plain blue book is going to cut it. So, I'm going to get that. Okay, so it's the new Debbie McComber book called Starting Now, a Blossom Street novel. So this is the 5th. So, okay, it's kind of confusing, because, alright, the series started with a book called The Shop on Blossom Street. Right? Well, I'm trying to see if it lists in the beginning, because there are books that are directly tied in with the series, and then there are books that like branch out that are about characters in the series but not directly about like the yarn shop and knitting in general. So there was The Shop on Blossom Street, A Good Yarn, A Summer on Blossom Street, and there was 20 Wishes. I'm thinking there was another one. There might, or wait, it might have, there's Back on Blossom Street. I don't know. Anyways, it's the Blossom Street series. And then there were like other ones. There was like Savannah's Garden, which was kind of like a spin-off book. And there was another one about a mother and daughter and they go on a road trip. And I don't know. I haven't read those. I've only read the ones directly tied into the series. I pre-ordered this from Amazon. It retails for $26. I think I paid $14 for it. So I got it last Tuesday, so I've had it a little over a week. I didn't talk about it last week only because I hadn't started reading it and I really hadn't even looked at it. It came, I opened it up, set it on my nightstand, and there it sat. But now I'm about 11 chapters into it, over 100 pages, because they're pretty short chapters. Let's see. Yeah, so a little over 100 pages into it, and I'm enjoying it. It's kind of set up a little different than the other books. The other books always tell stories about multiple characters, and it kind of like each chapter is about a different character, kind of. But they all are kind of like knitters, and it all kind of ties in. And this has characters that are kind of tied into the main character, but it gives their perspective about some things, which is new. Because they're not like knitters or, you know, tied into the yarn shop really. But, I mean, it seems to be working for the storyline. I'm enjoying it. It's a light read. I mean, I don't read these books and I'm like, yeah, those are the best books I've ever read. But I read them and I enjoy them and I'm like, yeah, it was a good story. Like I said, light read, summer read. They, I think they usually come out in like spring or summertime. So, the next book I have coming is the new Maggie Sefton book, which I think comes out June 3rd or 4th or something like that. It's right around my birthday. And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, I would really like to take it with me on my trip in case if I'm stuck at the airport, I don't really want to knit. I would rather read or something just to have as a backup. But the problem is it's coming so early in June, and I know I'm going to want to start reading it because I enjoy those too. They're cheesy, kind of campy little, you know, murder mysteries, knitting murder mysteries, but I end up not really caring so much about the mystery of it all. I really have come to like the characters. So, once again, like I said, that's called Starting Now. It just came out this month by Debbie McComber. I really like her books in general. They're all pretty light reads. I've read several, and you know, they're summer reads, you know, just like vacation and whatever. But I like to read before bed, and I don't like to read anything really heavy, you know. There's some books, and I'm like, this is not what I want to think about before I go to bed. I want light, you know, enjoyable reads. No spinning. I haven't touched any fiber. I have not received any fiber, but I regretfully, in a way, say that I have canceled my Into the World membership only because I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind on it, and then, you know, every quarter, or no, about every 4 months, so it's not quite a quarter, a third of the year, there is an inspiration. So, like, last time it was artwork, and there was a time before that it was Firefly and Doctor Who, and this time the inspiration is Game of Thrones, which I've never watched. I don't know that it would be my thing. My husband's kind of intrigued, because we saw an interview with one of the people on a late night talk show. So he kind of wants to check it out. Like I said, I'm like, I'll give it a try. I'm not like expecting to like it, but I could. It's a possibility. But all the inspiration pictures are things that I'm like, no. Like one, especially blues. There's like blues and white. I'm like, everyone always suggests blues. I'm like, ugh. So there wasn't really one that caught my eye, and I know there's always 3 months of the top 3 pictures that were voted on that are winners, and then the 4th month is Dyer's Choice. So the Dyer's Choice could be amazing for all I know. But I've decided that normally there's somebody who doesn't like the shipment and who is usually willing to part with it. So if there's something I really, really have to have, I might be able to get it through D-Stash, or, you know, eventually it'll come up in the shop during a regular update. So it was a really hard decision, but when I saw the pictures that won, and it's just not my thing, and I'm really trying to save money. I'm like, as of tomorrow, there are 10 weeks until my trip. I'm like so excited because I go get to meet other knitters and other, you know, designers and podcasters and just people, you know, that I've bought stuff from or who have, you know, bought my patterns and made them, and people in my group that participate. And I'm so excited. I'm just like over the moon about it. So I thought, well, you know, between now and then, I do have one more Into the World shipment coming because I already did get billed for this month. Yeah. So I will get April shipment. That should be my last one. And then I'm saving my pennies. I gotta order that one stupid last skein of yarn for my sweater. I'm like, dang it. Hopefully, I'm just hoping the shipping doesn't cost as much as the yarn. So, that is all I have for the knitting portion. It was really light this week because I really focused all my attention on the sweater, and I'm kind of stuck of, like, I don't know what I want to knit next. And I also have stuff I'm working on I can't show, so I try not to talk about it too much. But I don't know, like, what I want to knit next. I'm like, there are lots of sweaters I want to knit, and I have some sweater quantity yarn, but I'm like, I've just done 2 sweaters kind of back to back. I was kind of knitting them at the same time, and I don't want to do socks, and I don't know. I'm hoping that one thing pops up on Ravelry that's like, oh, I have to knit that, and, you know, it's just like gotta do it now. But then I have to have the yarn because I'm trying to knit from my stash. I have lots and lots of beautiful things, and sometimes it makes me sad to see them all sitting around and in bins, and I have too much, people. I know some people say there's no such thing as too much, but there is. At least for me. And I feel guilty buying new stuff when I have perfectly good other stuff. I don't want to call it old because it makes it sound like it's bad. But hopefully something will be like, this is awesome, and you gotta knit it now, and hopefully. So, okay, into the slice of life. If you leave me now, bye. Gosh, I really don't have a whole lot here either. I don't know, it's not quite so much like, I mean, it is health and fitness related, but it's kind of like a week in review. Anyways, so I decided over the weekend, well, it started Friday, so, and ran through the weekend of cleaning out my closet. Yeah. I have a big closet. It's not like a walk-in closet or anything, but it's big. The people who built this house, I think, pretty much designed it themselves. It's small, but it has lots of, like, closets. And this is coming from the house we lived in before we lived here, had no closets. So it might not really have a ton of closets, but when you don't have any closets, like none, seriously, it feels like all of a sudden like, oh, we have all this storage space. So, you know, obviously my husband and I have the biggest bedroom, so we have the biggest closet because we have to fit twice the amount of stuff in it. So I went and I just took everything out, and I tried probably almost everything I own on. It took forever. So, there's some things like I didn't need to try on, like stuff that I wear all the time. I know by now if it fits or it doesn't fit. So anything that is too big, I bagged up and it'll be taken to Goodwill. Anything that fits went into, like, the main, like, area of the closet, like, right in front. And then, like, the other stuff kind of went to the side. So I have the stuff that fits and the stuff that's too small. And I'm not getting rid of anything that's too small because hopefully I will get down to that. And then I went through and I cleaned out my dresser. So what I decided to do was anything that was too small got stuck up on the shelf of the closet. Anything that fits went in the dresser drawers. And then anything that was in the closet, because there were some pants and some shorts and stuff that were too big, that went in the donate bag. And I ended up kind of having 4 piles. So I have fits, too small, donate, and toss. Because you know what? We all probably have those shirts that are your favorite shirts that you have worn out that are just kind of getting ratty looking. So, I have come to the realization I do not need 24 like Old Navy tank tops. Because they're my favorite things in the whole planet to wear. I wear them all the time. And, so I had to go through and I'm like, okay, anything, any tank tops that I had before I had my boys, who are almost 9, had to go. Excuse me. Which is kind of good because over the years the tank tops have gotten longer, which I greatly appreciate. I'm like, thank you, Old Navy. So I did that and I went through my shoes and I don't have as many. I must have at some point within the last year gone through shoes because I'm like, there were shoes I thought I still had that aren't in the closet anymore. So I must have cleaned those out. So I went and I did all that and I have to tell you, it feels so good. And it's kind of funny because I kind of made 2 piles of stuff that's too small. There's like stuff that's too small that I'm getting close to fitting into. And stuff that's too small that I am a ways from fitting into. So, yeah, I did make 2 piles for that too. But it really helped. It really kind of helped me to see what I have, you know, what I might need. So that was awesome. I highly suggest if you have not gone through your closet in a while, do it. And then, I've just, you know, did basic regular workouts that I've talked about before and eating was hard this week. You get with Weight Watchers daily points and you're supposed to eat every single one of those daily points. That's like really important. Your body needs enough fuel. Well, then you have weekly points and you get to use them. There's like a lump sum of points and you can use a few, you know, each day throughout the week. I guess you could use them all if you wanted to in one day, but that wouldn't be smart. And I normally don't use those at all. I normally, and they don't roll over each week. You use them in a week or you lose them. This week I used 12 points and you get like 49. I mean, it sounds like a lot, right? But I have found when I use a lot of them, I don't lose weight. So I used 12 this week and I was kind of beating myself up over it, which is silly. I kind of know that. But I ended up busting my butt big time instead to try to, you know, make up for those extra points that I used. And it totally paid off because I had a 2.4 weight loss this week. I am at 29.5 pounds lost. I'm like, I am a half pound away from 30 pounds. And that's another adipose I get to knit. I hate the pattern, but I love seeing my little adiposes. I love that the one has a little buddy and soon they're going to be a trio. They can start a band. So then I'm like, I like to have a variety. I don't like doing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. I get bored. And then if I get bored, I'm not going to want to do it. So this week, realizing there were only 10 weeks until my trip, I decided to start the Couch to 5K. Now, I know I've heard other people talk about it, and I kind of knew the premise of it, but, you know, I'm like, okay, Couch to 5K. That's like somebody who's sitting on their rump on the couch can, during this 8-week program, by the end of it, run a 5K. Okay, that's a little misleading. Because I started yesterday. I did week 1, day 1, and it kicked my butt. By the time I'm like as red as a tomato, I have sweat dripping down my face and dripping down my back and probably dripping everywhere else. And I had this pain in my side and my lungs are burning. I didn't take a Claritin before I went outside to do this, right? Dumb. But what it is there's an app. So I got an app. I have an iPhone, but I believe they have it for the Droid as well. So the one I got, it's called C2K5 Free. And when I searched for C, the number 2, the number 5, K, in the App Store, it was the first one that came up, and it said the original C25K app. So I'm like, well, if it's the original, that's what I want, right? Because there's all kinds of other app companies that have brought it up. So it's kind of nice. It's set up to where it shows you the days and it moves along, and you can restart a day if you don't feel you did it well enough. So, okay, so there's a timer in the middle. So for the first week, you briskly walk for 5 minutes. Okay, easy enough. Then for the next 20 minutes, so you're going to run for a minute, walk for a minute and a half, and you're going to alternate that for 20 minutes. So you do that 8 times. Run for a minute, walk for a minute and a half. And it's nice because it tells you in the middle, I don't know if you can be able to see it, like right now it says 5 minutes. So it counts down every time you have to do something. And I wear my tune belt, which I talked about, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I got it on Amazon, and instead of it having an armband, it goes around your waist. And it buckles. Sorry if you remember this before. And then it opens up here, and you put your phone in there with the screen facing through the window, and then the flap goes out, you know, your earbuds come out here, which is great. Anyway, so you can see every time, like, how many seconds are left for each different thing you're doing. And then after the 20 minutes of the run, walk, alternating, you get another 5 minutes, and it just says to cool down. But it doesn't say what to do. So I go back to briskly walking, and then when it's all done, I do just a few stretches. But then, so it goes, and it shows you how much time each individual thing has left, and then it shows you the total time it has left. And over to the other side, over here, it shows you the amount of time you've already done it. The thing I really like about it, too, is you can listen to music. So I made a playlist because it's a half hour, at least week 1. I don't know if that changes yet. Week 1 is a half hour each day. And I just kind of try to come up with a half hour's worth of songs that I find motivating. So they're upbeat. They're usually like hip-hop or pop-type music stuff. And you don't want something mellow. You gotta run. I don't want to run to something mellow. So you get to go. You can pull up your playlist. And then every time it's time to switch, you hear a little ding. A little ding. And then a lady's voice comes on. She's like, start running now. And I don't find that annoying. Some people might. I don't know. And I don't know if you can change it. But I like that. So, and I like the tune belt because I don't have to hold my phone while I run, because then it would get all sweaty and gross. And then it's not on my arm where it's going to slide down or be uncomfortable or look uncomfortable. And you don't have the cord for the earbuds like hitting your arm. Because I used to have a armband for my iPod like years and years ago. So I did day 2 today because I was going to try to do it every other day, which I think is kind of what you're supposed to do, but they were calling for rain for days. So today I went out and got it in real quick, and I walked in the door, and sure enough, there's this big rumble of thunder, and it starts sprinkling. And then like within 10 minutes, it is thundering and lightning, and it is pouring down rain. So I won't do day 3 tomorrow because it's only 3 days a week that you got to do it. I will try to either do it Friday or over the weekend. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get through all 8 weeks. I'm just saying I'm going to give this a try because I like to mix it up. And then on my off days from the couch to 5K, I will get in regular workouts with videos and such. So, you know, I like it so far. I'm just worried because each week it changes. And I'm like, this killed me. Like, today was no easier than yesterday. I am not a runner. I have never been a runner. And then it's really cool because I do wear my Fitbit. I wear my Fitbit every single day. And I get questions about the Fitbit all the time now. Which I don't mind. Because it's really fun. And like today I've taken 6,424 steps already, and it's only like 2:30. Anyways, if you have a Fitbit, either the Fitbit Zip or the Fitbit One, you can like add friends, and I'm totally cool with that. It's kind of hard to find people through the Fitbit website, so if you want to be friends with me through Fitbit, just send me a PM on Ravelry or Plurk, and I will send you the link to my profile, because they give you like a profile number. You can't just search by people's usernames. I think you have to have, I don't know, you have to know their full name or email address, or you can find people through Facebook, and I don't Facebook. So, my Fitbit. Yay, love my Fitbit. It's a lot of fun. And I like that it gives me notifications, like if I'm getting really close to my 10,000 steps, so like send me a little message saying, hey, you need to take such and such more. Awesome. Love it. So, that's it for me this week. Enough blabbering on about cleaning closets and running. I'm not a runner. I will never be, well, okay, I won't say never, because I might end up eating my words, but at this point I don't see me being a runner. But I'm doing the 5K during the retreat in June. So my goal is I would like to do it in around an hour. I don't know how realistic that is, but that's kind of my goal. An hour. I'm like, I feel like that should be attainable. Anyways, so that's it for me this week. So if you've hung on this long, I really appreciate it. And I love all the feedback that I'm getting from you guys. That's so awesome. So I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Weight Watchers. I'm RetroLemon on Fitbit too, but you can't seem to find me that way. And then I just started on Instagram as RetroLemon. So I'm still getting familiarized with that, and I don't take a ton of pictures yet. So I'm trying it out. We'll see how it goes. So until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.